What's going on YouTube? This is Tom from reverendkara's video channel on YouTube. I'm also from RevTos TV, that's REVTOS TV on YouTube as well, where my nature videos are. reverendkara is my political channel. And in case you're wondering, I'm not Kara. Kara actually is my dog, and I just named it after her because she's a really cool dog. Anyway, I just want to do a little political analysis on a couple few articles that I've seen so far today. And I'm going to do this without edits. I'm just going to do this one nice, big, long, old, well, the old college try, as they say anyway. So let's jump right into the news here, man. We got a bunch of news going on. Here we got a story right out of Infowars.com by Steve Watson. This is actually a Mark Dice video. You can see Mark right there. If you're not aware of Mark Dice, he does some political videos. He does a lot of absurdity. In this video, well, as you can see from the title here, Americans sign petition to let illegals out of prison, no matter what crimes they committed. And Mark goes around asking people in California, which is where he's from, to sign this fake petition that he has to let all illegals out of jail, no matter what crime that they have committed. If they committed murder, if they have committed rape, anything like that. It's just a blanket terminology petition that pretty much dwells in the absurdity of how crazy people are when it comes to let's do this for Obama, because he says that in a lot of his videos, and it just cracks me up. He does a lot of different videos like this. I watched one where he tried to give a almost $2,000 1-ounce gold coin to a Taco Bell employee for 2 tacos for like $1.89 or whatever, the $2.11, or I don't know what the price was, but they wouldn't take the $2,000 coin and told him he had to pay with Federal Reserve notes because they would rather take that. So, as you can see, he does all kind of crazy different videos like that, and I love him. If you haven't checked out his videos, you should check him out. He's youtube.com/MarkDice, and I believe he's youtube.com/TheResistance. And I'm really glad to see that him and Infowars are back together, pretty much just throwing out the news. Just throw out all your little bygones and stuff aside, which is the main point of this podcast type video that I'm doing right now. I'm neither left nor right. I don't believe in a political system. I take single issues as they come. I'm not the kind of person that will throw around the gay marriage debate. I think you're all humans. Do what you want to do. You're not hurting me by getting married. Whatever. Abortion, that is a human issue. It's a football topic. They toss it around all the time. I agree with a lot of both sides, but I stay neutral on the entire thing because I think that pretty much in the long run, that's between you and your mate, whoever that shall be, and your doctor. You guys handle that stuff out. You're big boys and girls. You can take care of that kind of stuff. So do it yourself, man. I tend to lean towards the libertarian type way. I don't call myself a libertarian. I don't call myself an anarchist, a Republican, a Democrat, a socialist, a fascist, a communist. Any of these crazy terms, I don't agree with any of those terms. I'm Tom, and I pretty much just think the way I think, and a lot of the times I just say what I want to say, which pretty much is the golden rule in my book, which is don't harm others, don't harm others, and don't harm others' property. If everybody would just go ahead and adhere to that kind of philosophy, I think we'd be a lot better off, and there'd be so much less arguing, and we could just go back to arguing over the bankers that are screwing us over instead. Which brings me to my next article, which is one of my favorite articles the entire week. Here we go, out of the Telegraph. Man who created own credit card sues bank for not sticking to terms. This article is awesome. Pretty much what it is was a guy got a credit card in the mail, and he decided to go ahead, alter the contract, and send it in to the company, which is right here, Tinkoff Credit Systems right here. And obviously this is out of Russia, I believe. And he even put in there that if, he put in there that according to his terms of service, There was no overdue payments. There were no fees, no charges, and 0% interest. Just like everybody wants to do. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. So this guy sued the bank that issued him the credit card, that agreed to his terms and services, because he mailed it back to them. They agreed, issued him a card, and then started charging him fines. He turned around and sued them and won. So, just in case you're getting a little, get a little, positive enforcement here, that's what this is going on. But at the same time, you skip all the way down here to the very bottom, and the bank founder says, quote, our lawyers think he is going to get not $24 million, but really 4 years in prison for fraud. Now it's a matter of principle for at TCS Bank Twitter. Yeah, but you are screwing over the people, and now this guy's screwing you over the same way you're screwing over the people. I say, go for it, man. And Mr. I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Agrakov, hey, man, more power to you. You rock, man. That's so great. I love this story. And then we've got another story out of my home state here, North Carolina. North Carolina, your anti-Sharia law takes the cake. And this is from Dean, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, sir, because you have a great article. Dean Obadallah, I hope I said that right, and that's over at thedailybeast.com. I read this article earlier. It was retweeted on Twitter, and I love it. Actually, I'm just going to read some of it to you right now here, because this is from a Muslim guy. And again, when it comes to religion, I take no side. I agree a lot with the Christians, but then again, I agree a lot with the Jews. I agree a lot with the Muslims. I agree a lot with the atheists. It pretty much comes down to a moral thing. It's not a religious thing, people. It's all about morals. Don't kill. Don't hurt. Don't harm. Be nice. I mean, these are all these religions that everybody argues over. My religion's better than your religion and everything. Whatever. What does the religion actually talk about? And I've studied a lot of different religions, and I hate to say I'm in the atheist camp, because I believe I'm more in the agnostic camp, but I don't have a dog in the fight. So whenever you start talking Sharia law, you're talking, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, it doesn't matter. The whole point of all of those is love your fellow man, tolerate them, and try to help them. Whether it's help them morally, help them spiritually, or help them monetarily, give them food, whatever. It's all about helping. I believe Jesus, I believe Muhammad, Moses, all these guys would agree with me on this, So, as far as your take on this, I find this article absurd almost, because North Carolina actually put a bill out where, and it passed, by the way, through the representative, they put a law out to say that North Carolina cannot have Sharia law. I find this absolutely insane, because North Carolina can't have Sharia law. Okay, that sounds good on its whole, but let's take a look at the First Amendment. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law regarding an establishment of a religion, or pretty much make laws on the same thing. So pretty much religion is supposed to be removed from the law, period. So all of the hardcore Christians with their anti-abortion state, I'm sorry, that doesn't apply. You're not allowed to have your religion imposing on the law. I'm going to get a lot of hate from this, but that's just the way it is. At the same time, you can't have a religion dictating the law, and at the same time, you can't have a law dictating the religion. So the First Amendment throws this entire debate right out. You can't have Sharia law, you can't have extreme Christian law at the same time. And that's what this article talks about. And I'll just read a little bit of it, because I thought this article was really good. Woe unto thee, good people of North Carolina, for the Muslims are coming to impose Islamic law. They must be stopped, even though there are zero instances of Muslims trying to impose Islamic law in North Carolina. And this is a great article from a Muslim perspective, too, by the way, which I respect that perspective as well, even if it was a Christian perspective, and they said the exact same thing, I would definitely agree with it that the same way. Same thing with Judaism, whatever. You could be an animist. You could be a nature worshiper. I don't care. As long as your ideas are this, it's great. Because this article is great. Excuse me. In a nutshell, happening in North Carolina, Republican-controlled legislation there recently passed a law to prevent Islamic law, known as Sharia, from being imposed in its courts. The bill is now in the hands of Republican Governor Pat McCrory to decide its fate, whether he's going to sign it into law or not, which is really going to be the whole debate there. What's interesting about the proposed North Carolina law is that it doesn't mention the word Islam or Sharia. Why? Likely because a law passed a few years ago in Oklahoma that specifically singled out the banning of Islamic law was struck down by federal courts. So the crafty North Carolina legislators took out the word Islam and instead referred to it as foreign law. Why we call it foreign law, you may ask? Because to these people, Islam is a foreign religion, of course. Muslims have been in America from the earliest days of our nation. In fact, 10% of African slaves were Muslim, and President Thomas Jefferson held an iftar, the breaking of the fast at sunset during Ramadan, in the White House more than 200 years ago. But why should that matter when you're demonizing a majority group? You have to wonder about the members of North Carolina legislatures believes Christianity was created in America. Maybe they believe Jesus was born in Iowa. They immediately wrapped him in an American flag and drove him in a Ford pickup while being serenaded by a Hank Williams Jr. song. That reality is that Jesus was born in the same part of the world where Moses, Abraham, and Muhammad. All these religions were imported to our land. The only religion not foreign involves rain dances and praying to the Great Spirit, although an argument can be made that Mormonism was established here. And, well, let me just go on a little bit further then. But let's not squabble over where religions came from, and let's not even fight over the definition of Sharia, which to Muslims is simply the path to lead a good life and is not intended to be imposed upon non-Muslims, which I found that was a really great part of it. And he also gives an example. It would be like telling a non-Muslim, you can't eat bacon because Muslims don't eat pork. Okay, but anyway, it goes on. I'm Muslim, and I will be honest. I don't think the proposed North Carolina law goes far enough. We should ban all religious laws from being considered by our courts. In fact, we should add a constitutional amendment that plainly states that no religion scriptures can be the basis for our laws or our court decisions. This is exactly what Thomas Jefferson intended the First Amendment to do with his admonition of, quote, building a wall of separation between church and state. I totally agree. That's exactly what it was all about. The First Amendment was put there not because, you get a freedom of religion. It was more put there because we don't want the law dictating religion as law. Or we don't want religion being dictated as the supreme form of law. I mean, same thing, but still, those were the main reasons why they put the First Amendment in there. They added all the other great parts of the First Amendment: free speech, right to petition, assemble, all the other good stuff in there, because the First Amendment's the most important amendment, and that's why they always say if the First Amendment fails us, the Second Amendment won't. But that's if they will get to the Second Amendment before they completely, take away the Second Amendment completely before they actually take away all of the First Amendment. Here's another great story I found. Court officially declares Bitcoin a real currency. Which, all of us, if you know about Bitcoin, we already know this. It doesn't take a court to actually officially declare it. No, it is a currency because people are using it. And the federal government does not have their hands on it, and that's what makes them so mad. But this federal judge in Texas, which was United States Magistrate Judge Amos Mazarant for the Eastern District of Texas, ruled Tuesday that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission can proceed with a lawsuit against the operator of a Bitcoin-based hedge fund because, despite existing only on the digital realm, quote, Bitcoin is a currency or form of money. So even though that's not really good news, at the same time, it is good news because it a federal judge at least, declared that Bitcoin is real currency. What's next? Litecoin? Namecoin? Oh my. It's endless from here. Here we got another one from Infowars.com. This one from Kurt Nimmo, another great reporter. Feinstein says, "You're not a real journalist unless you draw a salary." Well, I disagree with that. But how about this one, Dianne Feinstein? All you got to do is have a YouTube channel, set it to monetize, put on some ads on that sucker, and you're making money. Therefore, you're drawing a salary, and now you're a real journalist. So there's a way around that one. But this is also another great article right here. Another crazy, absurd article from Louie Gohmert. Radical Islamicists are taking the Spanish lessons because, quote, "we don't fear Hispanics." Another terrorism friggin'... jeez, oh man, I don't know about you guys. I am so sick and tired of hearing about terrorism. It's on our doors. It's gonna kill us. Oh my god, we should be afraid. Everything's gonna fucking... Oh my god! Everything's gonna blow up. America's gonna be destroyed because of Sharia law and terrorism. Whatever. I'm not scared. I hope you're not scared, because all this is just fear-mongering, trying to get some kind of, reaction from the American public. What? Oh my god! They're gonna be speaking Spanish? Now I gotta hate Hispanics. There we go. Another group of people that we can start hating. Another divide and conquer type method, just because, well, I don't want radical Islamicists here. I don't want them, like, taking over our way of life. You know they only hate us for our freedoms. And lines like that. But anyway, and on the terrorism note, here we got another one. Eiffel Tower reopens after a bomb scare. This one's out of Reuters. This just came out a couple hours ago. On a little better note, how about on the 12th, right here, let me scroll up a little bit. August the 12th, the Ron Paul channel starts on up. Got this from Ron Paul channel on Twitter. I believe it's at Ron Paul channel. And just telling us on August the 12th, new chapter will be written. So hop yourself right over to ronpaulchannel.com if you'd like to check that out. And of course, got one more little announcement here from the Panic Hour. Not that I advocate that anybody goes out and smoke weed, but seriously, what harm is that, doing to other people? What, are you going to claim that they're getting secondhand smoke or whatever? Quit your fucking hating. We got the 8th Smoke Down Prohibition, August 31st, 3 p.m., and it will be right there at Independence Mall at 5th and Market Street in support of, to rally in support of legalizing cannabis. I don't know where you guys stand on legalizing cannabis. Personally, it doesn't harm anybody. No one in the history of marijuana has ever died of an overdose. You can't say that about most of your prescription pills. And it's all natural, and it's been demonized since at least the early 30s there, 1930s, when Harry Anslinger led his whole charge against illegalizing hemp, giving it the slang term of marijuana, and saying that it was making, quote, Mexicans and Negroes to have sex with white women, unquote. That was his words, not mine. I think that is the most absolute, absurd thing I've ever heard. The cops will totally mess up your life, and it will screw up your life if you get busted. Otherwise, I don't really see a big deal with it. It's just another one of those, I guess that's my libertarian leaning there, where it's not hurting me, so I don't see why it should be illegal, Same as porn, same as gambling. It's not hurting me, so why? I mean, these are social issues, people. These are not legal issues. You got a problem gambling, you got a problem smoking weed, you got a problem smoking meth, or snorting coke, or smoking crack, or doing heroin. Those are social issues, and you need help. And you should go get help. But I don't think the law throwing you in a cage is really going to help that help. So, on that note, the end of our little inaugural venture here. I don't know if I did a good job or not, but I'm sure I'll get a couple comments about how horrible I was. But whatever, I'll just keep on going. In the meantime, live free. And on that note, I'm out of here. So just remember, the best way to screw with the system is to make yourself so free that your very existence is nothing but rebellion. Till next time, hope y'all have a good one, and I hope you found any of this at least remotely fun.